Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. So, yesterday's video is doing quite well in terms of likes to views and all that. Trump instantly pisses off his own voters, plus, family and friends hate them now. And I showed a couple of clips from Gabe Sanchez from the MeidasTouch. I'm going to show another clip from Gabe, too, in a little bit. So, I've talked about this book. I haven't finished it yet. I'm about a quarter of the way through. It's actually 750 pages, something like that. So this book, in tremendous detail, goes through every single one of Donald Trump's business ventures since he was a young man, actually in his teens, in his late teens. And guess what? He has failed at everything he's ever touched, everything that Trump touches dies. That's a fact. Donald Trump is a total loser. In fact, he somehow managed to bankrupt a casino. He's the first and only guy to actually do that. Bankrupt a casino. He had, I believe it was 2 or 3, and I actually knew. One was the Taj Mahal that was down in Atlantic City. It has since been bulldozed because he bankrupted it. I mean, are you kidding me? Bankrupting a casino? The casino was thought solid. If you're able to get into the casino business, it's very, very difficult. You need a tremendous amount of money, which he got from daddy. You need a tremendous amount of connections, which he got from daddy. And then you got to pull a lot of strings. But once you're in, you can't lose. The house always wins. But yet, Donald Trump failed, just like everything he's ever touched. Trump Airlines, everything is a failure. And the irony of all ironies, the only time he was not in the red was when he did that stupid reality show, The Apprentice, Mark Burnett's Genius Apprentice. You all know who Mark Burnett is. He's the guy who started this whole reality show thing. Survivor, the granddaddy of them all, the Survivor. That's Mark Burnett. That's his baby. And he had it gets into it, The Apprentice in this book. And he actually had Warren Buffett. He wanted some other guys. I think Trump was his third choice because he knew Donald Trump was fake. That whole idea that he's a billionaire and that he's rich, it's all a myth. It's all bullshit. In fact, I've talked about this before. Trump got all his money from daddy. They get into it in this book, Lucky Loser. His father is a shady character too, but not like his son. The son's the worst of the worst. But if Donald Trump took that $400 million and invested it wisely, like safe stocks like S&P stuff, he would have a higher net worth than he does today. I mean, how about that? The guy is a complete and total loser. When I'm finished with this book, I'm going to go through every one of his business ventures, and I'll do a detailed video. That should be fun. So, okay, let's do a little bit more from Gabe Sanchez. We're going to talk about Donald Trump, about he doesn't know shit about tariffs, doesn't know how an economy works. He certainly doesn't know anything about business. I still find it laughable when you see like Fox News or these mega politicians like Marco Rubio and all the others, like Donald, like these insane cabinet posts. And it's like, well, you got to trust his judgment because he's a successful businessman. Bull fucking shit. He's not a successful businessman. He's a loser. Okay, let me show you a clip here from Gabe Sanchez, and you see for yourself some of these comments from these idiots, these maggots.
Twitter, you people are so uneducated on economics. It's insane. I'm so glad Trump is planning on ending the Department of Education. Nope, that is not a joke. He really means that. You pay a tariff on the price to the business, not the consumer, dummy. Tariffs raise the cost of goods for consumers. They are inflationary, and no matter how much Trump yells about how he thinks they work, they don't work that way at all. Also, I don't think anyone should follow the business advice of the guy who has bankrupted at least 6 businesses. I mean, Trump bankrupted his casino, which is unheard of. The house always wins. Unless you're Trump and then they just demolish the house. But here's a pretty good breakdown of tariffs for any Trump supporters who may be watching.
Anything for the foreseeable future. That orange tub of lard isn't even in office yet, and the effects of him winning the election are already being felt. Companies are already preparing to hike up their prices as much as 15 to 20% just in preparation for those dumbass tariffs. People are already getting their Christmas bonuses cut because the companies they work for are having to order more product before it gets way more expensive to do so. Because what you mouth-breathing troglodytes fail to understand is that a tariff isn't a tax on another country. It's a fine paid by an American business to import goods from another country. And all of y'all are about to get a very painful lesson on just how little the stuff we consume is actually made here. Well, it'll give American businesses an incentive to make their products here. You are so dense that light bends around you. You also don't understand how capitalism works. There is no company that will ever pay an American worker upwards of $15 to $20 an hour and then provide health insurance on top of that when they have the option of paying a 9-year-old kid in a Southeast Asian country pennies a day for the exact same work. Not to mention, whether you like it or not, a very large portion of the agricultural workforce in the United States, the people who make the food that goes into our grocery stores, are undocumented migrants. You really think getting rid of all them is somehow going to make it less expensive to go to the grocery store? And look, is it fucked up that we rely on grievously underpaying people in order to keep costs low? Absolutely. But that's fucking capitalism for you. Companies under capitalism have one goal and one goal only, and that is to make as much money as possible. And you are out of your goddamn fucking mind if you think they will ever willingly eat into their own profits rather than passing the cost onto people like you and me. A lot of y'all are about to discover what it's like to be poor for the very first time, and the rest of us are not going to have any sympathy for you at all. Those of us who know what it's like to be poor, we're going to struggle, but we're going to survive just like we've always done. But I don't want to hear a fucking peep out of any of you who voted for Pumpkin Spice Palpatine when the price of a carton of eggs shoots up to $18.
So there you go. They are stupid as fuck. They are so dense that light bends around them. I like that line. That's pretty good. Okay, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. Spread it around, and we're going to get through this thing. Peace, everyone.